Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Josh Heupel, Glenn Ellerby, the Tennessee Vols add another one in the class of 2026. Four-star offensive tackle, Shabbaz. You can see the graphic there on the screen. Shout out Vol Scoops for sending me that graphic early. But again, 6'6", 280 to 300 pounds, depending on which profile you look at. He's a blue-chip offensive tackle, a four-star offensive tackle out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He commits to Tennessee over South Carolina and Ohio State. Ranked just outside the On300, comes in at 352nd overall, according to the On3 industry rankings. And again, of course, we got the spoilers earlier in the week, right? Chad Simmons, Steve Wiltfong put in their predictions for the Vols, but they finished it off. They got across the finish line here. Ohio State, South Carolina, both had momentum at different times. But JB Shabbaz is a guy that had only been to Knoxville for one visit, and that was for his official visit. But Glenn Ellerby gets it done. Even Chad Simmons wrote in one article that Ellerby did a great job recruiting JB Shabbaz. And I think we got to talk about Glenn Ellerby. We got to talk about what he's done recruiting on the offensive line, because I think there's this weird narrative, this strange narrative out there that Glenn Ellerby isn't getting it done on the recruiting trail. But I disagree. Look at the roster for 2025 alone, right? It's 2025. It's more than just high school recruiting. It's high school recruiting. It's the transfer portal. It's roster management. You've got 2 5-star offensive tackles starting on the outside for 2025. I think you got to start there. You can also look at this current class. Gabriel Ascenda, talk about nailing your evaluation. 3-star U, but now he's a 5-star. The On3 industry rankings have him as a 4-star, but ranked 102nd overall nationally. JB Shabbaz now in the boat, 352nd nationally. You go back and look at that class of 25. David Sanders, a 5-star, top 10 overall player. Nick Moore, a 4-star, 198th overall. Of course, you added Wendell Moy Jr. and Sam Pendleton in the transfer portal. And I think, again, it's about roster management. It's not just about what you do in high school recruiting. It's about the transfer portal and roster management. So I think when you go and you get a guy like Sam Pendleton and a guy like Wendell Moy Jr., 2 guys that have played a lot of football but still have a lot of football in front of them, I think you've got to count that towards Glenn Ellerby and doing a great job with roster management. You go back to the class of 24, 3 more blue chip guys, all ranked right around the On300. I think it's time to admit that Glenn Ellerby is doing a great job on the recruiting trail. If he could close out this class, somehow you get Kamari Blair, another 4-star offensive tackle. And then the icing on the cake would be if you could go get Darius Gray, the number 1 interior offensive lineman in the class. That would be absolutely huge. Right now it sounds like LSU, South Carolina are out front, but Tennessee is still swinging. But let's get back to talking about the class of 26. Let's get back to talking about Tennessee's latest commitment, JB Shabbaz. We're going to take a look at the highlights. We're going to take a look at the film. We're going to take a look at a scouting report. But before we do that, I need you guys to do me a favor. Smash the thumbs up down there below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel. I would appreciate it. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't fake that. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is exactly what you guys are watching. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We've got Legend Bay coming up next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're live every Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, playing EA Sports college football, but also talking all things college football and Tennessee football. So get dialed in for that. But let's go take a look. Let's watch his tape here, and we're going to also go through a scouting report on JB Shabbaz, the big 4-star offensive tackle. But the scouting report here says, possesses ideal height and well-built physique for an offensive tackle, capable of handling multiple receiver spots on the offensive line. Says that he displays good athleticism and movement skills for his size, which further supported by his basketball background where he received Division I offers. Projects as a strong run blocker who can overwhelm defender at the point of attack and open up running lanes. Has experience playing both tackle spots and also sees snaps on the defensive line, indicating his adaptability. Demonstrates good initial footwork, active, and uses his wide base effectively. Possesses a competitive spirit and good on-field demeanor, traits desired in an offensive lineman. Now, some things he could improve on here. Says still developing technique and athleticism in pass protection, an area to focus on at the next level. Also needs to improve overall body control and balance, which he can be enhanced with increased flexibility and consistent bending. Now, again, man, he's a guy that didn't take a whole lot of visits, not just Tennessee, across the board, didn't take a lot of visits. He saw South Carolina, Penn State, NC State, Tennessee, and Ohio State, and just kind of played his cards close to the vest. Didn't talk a whole lot, but after his visit with Tennessee, had a fun weekend, said him and his family had a great time. The people are amazing. He said it was huge. My mom got to talk to the coaches, and she said they made it feel like it was home. The people, the relationships, the culture at Tennessee. We had Big Don Bailey on the channel recently and got to hear him talk about the culture and how that shifted under Jeremy Pruitt to Josh Heupel and what the relationships mean and what Coach G means to him off the field, not just on the field, but off the field. It's still a relationships business. And yes, it is about money. Money is part of it. It's college football in 2025. Of course, money is involved. But go back to the recruitment of Braden Rouse, landing him. It was about relationships. It was about the culture. What Josh Heupel is doing on Rocky Top is absolutely huge, and we're seeing it with every kid, with every player that rolls through this channel, whether they're a recruit, a commit, or a guy like Don Bailey who's about to play his 6th season of college football at the University of Tennessee, a guy that was here for rock bottom, and he could have left. He could have hit the portal. He could have transferred. A lot of his teammates did. But he told us when he came on the channel, I chose Rocky Top. I wanted to make Tennessee better. I wanted to make Tennessee, leave Tennessee better than I found it, so I stuck it out. Man, what a great interview that was. So how does Josh Heupel wrap up this class of 2026? Again, got a couple of good offensive linemen in this class. I like Ed Baker too. Yeah, you can make your 3-star U comments, plays against elite competition. That's a guy that I think could develop, could grow into a solid college football player. But I think all eyes are on Tristan Keys. Can you flip the 5-star receiver, the number 1 ranked receiver in the country, top 5 player overall? We talked on the show Wednesday night about, can this be a top 5 class? And Steve Wiltfong is putting it out there that he believes Tennessee can't finish with a top 5 class. I think it all starts with flipping Tristan Keys. Now, it sounds like his commitment at LSU is not going to stay intact, but is it going to be Tennessee? Is it going to be Miami? Is it going to be Texas A&M? If Tennessee can get that one done, then you've got Faison Brandon, you've got Tristan Keys. Do they pick up the phone and call the number 1 ranked running back in the country, Savion Hyder, the 5-star running back out of Virginia, and say, hey, come join us on Rocky Top and let's do something special. 5-star quarterback, 5-star wide receiver, 5-star running back, elite offensive lineman around them. This Josh Heupel offense can get back to what it's supposed to be. And that was a fun conversation with Don Bailey on Wednesday night, too. He's like, look, everybody is talking about Josh Heupel's offense, and we took that personally. We play with a chip on our shoulder because we're going to play elite defense at Tennessee. What about Joel Wyatt, 4-star athlete, Tennessee and Vanderbilt? Again, a guy that's ranked 58th overall nationally. These are dudes that are going to shoot you up the rankings, and you got a shot for that top 5 class. I think Tennessee has a realistic shot here. Of course, him delaying that decision, more teams are going to come calling, more teams are going to be knocking on that door. Can Tennessee get the kid out of Bell Buckle, Tennessee, across the finish line? Celeste Moa out of Utah. I think that one's a little bit more of a reach, but kind of the opposite of Joel Wyatt. Everybody thought he was trending to Utah. He delays that decision, and I think that opens up a window of opportunity for Tennessee. Again, a guy that's ranked 57th overall nationally. Kamari Blair, a 4-star offensive tackle, ranked inside the on 300. These are all guys that Tennessee is swinging for. Tennessee has an opportunity to land, and you're not going to get them all. But like Austin Price says, just go get your fair share. But JB Shabbaz is in the boat, commits to Tennessee over Ohio State and South Carolina. Big win on the recruiting trail. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, do me a favor and smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also help by hitting that join button down below. It's right there beside subscribe. It's only $1 a month. You're keeping the lights on around here, and without the memberships, this channel does not keep moving forward. So I'm grateful to every single one of you that support what we do here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. There are links in the description for both of those things, for memberships, for grabbing some merchandise, all that good stuff. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.